So the last one I have here is time frame. Here I'm going to read the comment. It says, some people assume that an uncontested divorce will be quick and finalized within a few weeks. While uncontested divorces tend to be faster, the exact timeline depends on various factors, including court availability and complexity of your case. So, as we were talking earlier, in LA County, it can be done in a few weeks. In California, 4 weeks, LA County is what I meant to say. Still going to be 4 or 5 months in other counties just because we have to mail in their documents, and the processing timeline, once we submit their judgment for review, takes several months. But it's still before the 6 month date. So even though these are getting done in sooner than 6 months, it doesn't speed up the fact that it's 6 months before you're officially divorced in California. Some states are 30 days, maybe Nevada, Arizona, some of these other states. It is very quick, but California, 6 months. No matter how fast I process your paperwork, it's still the date on there. For instance, we filed cases. What is it? We're July, so we filed cases in about this time in June. I filed 3 judgments. E-filed LA County yesterday. They were approved today. And I want to say that so here we are on July 19th. The divorce is approved by the court. Totally done. The date on it is like January 21st of next year, because that they basically have to post date the effectiveness of the dissolution of the marriage.
So I heard one time the reason why they wait 6 months, and I don't know whether this is accurate or not, but I had heard that they do that to give the couple an opportunity to work through their issues and perhaps not get divorced after all. Is that
100%? Yeah.
Okay.
It's called the cooling off period, which that makes perfect sense, right? To give people an opportunity to reconcile. And it happens. In fact, I want to say I had 2 just in the last 2 weeks. Say, hey, can we pause the process? I want to work on the marriage.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. And of course, and so we'll always pause it and whatnot. But yeah, if they, that's what that's there for. What if you could walk into court, you guys sign a piece of paper and divorce approved, and then the next day you change your mind, or next week or next month, you'd have to get remarried. Keep in mind, these where I'm talking about where the divorce is approved in 4 weeks, but it's still it's still 5 more months technically, and still it's official. They could go to court and have that case dismissed within that 6 month window, and it's as if it never happened.
Okay, that's good. Clean slate.
Yep. We've had people try to change their mind after the 6 months have passed, and they wanted to not ever show as being divorced or have to ever say they were divorced. So they'd ask me to get them into court to talk to the judge to see if they can do what's called a set aside, which means set the judgment aside so as if it wasn't there. And they told them, you know what, it's just easier if you get remarried.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they won't do that. It's like, you had your 6 months, just go get remarried. So.
Wow. I have heard of stories, though, where people get divorced and then years later they remarry, they come back. And so I've heard those stories.
Yeah, I think I told you once before, we were talking about, not funny stories, but just came up. But I've done clients' divorces. They got remarried to each other, and I did divorce them again.
Well, that's right. We did talk about that a while back. I do remember that. Yeah.
No, it happens.